not that I'm um, on Twitter or anything, but a lot of people now in today they see um, you know uh, there's these men that are like, oh, I have to mentor these young men because the only thing that I see are the horror stories online of no father households and what that results in. Um, and so what are like your thoughts on that? Because it's not all these bad stories and everything. Just the good stories don't get told. Um, but there's to a certain extent where there's these men who all they see are the bad stories, and so then they think, oh, I have to tell. Like there was one person that was just like, I have to me like in a way I have to tell this person and tell them what to do because I'm like, I have a father, he's a pastor, he loves me, and all they see is these other stories, and so they think I have to do all this.
Yeah, I think that you're making a really important point. There are a lot of young men who are doing just fine,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a lot of fathers who are doing a great job, and we have a lot of good stories to tell, but they don't catch. You don't get clicks with those necessarily, unless
Mm-hmm.
they're heart wrenching or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, I do think that there's kind of I guess a doomer mindset. I've heard it described
Mm-hmm.
as this idea that everything's going to hell in a handbasket, and we all have to do the best we can to save the day. I'm all for helping people out who are looking for help, but at the same time, I'm also pretty sure there are a lot of great guys out there that are doing a great job, and I think too the mindset that everything's kind of falling apart creates a kind of, I guess, high energy sort of crisis mindset that just kind of operates at this fever pitch all the time and leads to a lot of shouting and a lot of condemnation of things that we don't approve of.
Yeah.
And we lose sight of a lot of the great stuff that's going on. So, Tom is a very different kind of character. He's not a doomer for sure. And but at the same time, he's got a lot of he's certainly an authority figure and is capable, and he saves the hobbits twice. And in the process, though, of doing the things that he does in the story, he does them in such an endearing way and a delightful way that he wins. I think he wins the hearts of the reader. And at the same time, he presents us with and this is a bit paradoxical or ironic, because Tom isn't a father in the story, but in a way he is. He's kind of a surrogate father to the hobbits, you could say,
Mm-hmm.
in the story. And what he demonstrates is that one of the most important things that a father can do is be jovial. Joviality, I think, is one of the most important features that characterizes a good father. So
Mm-hmm.
joviality, the word Jove is relates to Jupiter, and it's a kind of kingly good humor, and that's what we see with Tom. Is he's not a clown, but he is an authority who is full of joy, and he provides help and counsel in ways that are easy to receive and to be and appreciated. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
what you see, particularly in his interactions with the hobbits at that point in the story. So there are
Mm-hmm.
three chapters, in which Tom appears sort of as a major feature, but he's not. Those aren't the only places where he's mentioned in Lord of the Rings. But the most important chapter, of course, is it's the title. The title of the chapter is in the House of Tom Bombadil, and that's why I named the book that.